All right, guys, hello. We are starting Unit 4, Transformations today. And we're going to be focusing on translations today. Now, translations are also known as a slide movement. And that's because when we do this movement, we're basically taking some shape and we're sliding it. Is basically the way to think about it. We're just kind of moving this thing here. It stays the same size, same shape, everything else. It just slides. Now, when we are using a slide, we need to create a vector. And yes, this is the vector. I think this is from Incredibles, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, so a vector is a directional movement. And it's pretty easy to figure out the vector. We call something component form. When it's written like this. The other one is called rule form, and it's when it's written like this. But we'll talk about that here in a second. Okay. So to write the component form of something, you just figure out how do I get from the start to the finish. So it looks like it's right 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then up 1, 2, 3. So if you're moving right, you're going to have a positive number here. Left is going to be negative here. Positive will move you up. Negative will move you down. So I would go ahead and write that down. You're going to need that. Now the rule here would be just, what did we do? Well, we had a positive 5 on the x and a positive 3 on the y. And we'll play around with that here in a little bit, but I think the important thing is make sure you have this. You're going to need it later. Okay, so it says name this vector. That's easy. It's j to k. Vectors are written like that. As you can tell, the little half arrow. And let's see, to get from j to k, looks like we're right 1, 2, 3. So let's see, we're going right 3. That's a positive 3, or an x plus 3. And then up 1, 2, 3, 4. So positive 4, or add 4 to your y. And again, this is what we call component form. And this is the rule. Okay, so, nothing too crazy there. Just how do you get from start to finish? Now, a translation, like we talked about, is a slide. It moves every point the same distance and same direction. You don't need all this. Just know what a translation is. Again, translation you can think about as a slide. Okay. So it says we have vertices at 0, 3, 2, 4, 1, 0. So this is A, B, C. So let's plot those. 0, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 0. Now it says it's a triangle. So we connect the dots. Now there's 2 ways you can do this. We are moving it along the vector 5, negative 1. So we can either think about that as adding 5 to each of our x's and subtracting 1 from each of our y's. Or we can think about it as that's moving every point right 5 and down 1. I prefer to use this guy just because if I miscount and I accidentally move something like right 4, I'm going to be wrong. Now, whenever you create new points, we use what's called a prime. It's just a little like apostrophe that lets us know how many times we've moved the shape. So we have A, which is 0, 3. We're going to move it right 5 and down 1. So that's going to be at 5, 2. How many times have we moved A? Once. So we call this A prime. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. There is A prime. We do the same thing for B, which is at 2, 4. We're adding 5 to the x. If you're not sure where I got that from, right here. Two plus 5 is 7, and we're also subtracting 1 from the y. How many times has B moved? Once. So it's B prime, or some call it B single prime. And the last one, we're moving C. C is 1, 0. The rule says to add 5 and subtract 1. So we get 6, negative 1. How many times has C moved? Once. So it's C single prime. So B is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. There's B prime. And C is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Negative 1. C prime. Now you can check to make sure you did this correctly. Each point should have moved right 5 and down 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down 1. Right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, down 1. Okay, cool. We did the correct slide. Okay, now something else you need to know, and this can be a bit confusing sometimes, and we'll talk about it here, is the difference between the pre-image, which is your original, no movements, and your image, which is your new with movements. Okay, so it says write a rule. Okay, so remember the rule form is x comma y, and then we just write what's happening. Okay, so we need to write a rule from A, B, C, our pre-image. I know it has no movements because there's no primes. To our image, the thing with new points because it's been moved. Okay, so let's see. I've got to figure out how this moved. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like we are left 4 and up 1. So hopefully you took a picture or wrote down those rules, because this is going to be negative 4, 1, which the rule will then be x minus 4, y plus 1. There you go. Now it says write a rule to translate ABC prime back to ABC? Well, okay. So now we want to go the other direction. This was A, B, C to A prime, B prime, C prime. Well, let's see. It looks like it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, 4, down, 1. Well, that's easy enough. That's positive 4, negative 1. X plus 4, y minus 1. All right. Again, it's kind of the same process here. We've got A, negative 1, 2. We're going to add 3 and subtract 1. And it's been moved once, so that's A prime. Negative 1, 2. A, 2, 1. A prime. We've got B, which is negative 1, 5. We're going to add 3, subtract 1. What's nice about translations is it's the same every time. Negative 1, 5. 2, 4. B prime. C is at 4, 6. We're going to add 3 minus 1. C's been moved once, so it's C prime. And our last one, D, which is at 4, 2. We're going to add 3 minus 1, giving us 7, 1. D's been moved once, D prime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. D. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, D prime. Now we just connect our primes. A to B, B to C, C to D, A to D. And there we go. All right, I would ask that you pause the video, try these two on your own, and see what you can do. All right, let's take a look at this. So our vector name was BK. Looks like it's left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And up 2. So that's negative 5, comma 2. It wants component form, so we're done. L is 2, 2. M is 5, 2. And N is 8, 1. The rule says minus 2, add 6. All right, now we just plot all that. L, M, attach, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got L prime, M prime, N prime. Okay, don't worry. The video's wrapping up. Last thing. If we move it twice. All right. So we've got R, negative 8, 5. S, negative 6, 8. Okay, rule number 1. Add 5, subtract 2. this gives us negative 3, 3. We've moved R once. Negative 1, 6. We've moved S once. Then we've got our next rule, minus 4. Now you're going to subtract it from your new point, your new image. Now we have moved R a second time. So this is R double prime. And S has been moved a second time. So this is S double prime. Now we just plot everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, negative. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. R. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. S. Negative 3, 3. R prime. Negative 1, 6. S prime. And finally, negative 7, 1 is R double prime. And negative 5, 4 is S double prime. So, there we go. I mean, we could do a few more, but it's kind of the same process over and over and over again. Look at your rule, do the rule, plot it. Look at your rule, do the rule, plot it. Keep doing that till you're done. So that's translations, also known as slide transformations. Make sure you practice the big ideas. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day, guys.